Hi, I'm Catherine from Catherine Learns Stuff. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make some custom bookmarks for free in Cricut Design Space. This is a great craft for using up scrap papers. So let's jump in. So lately I've been in a bookmark making mood, and I'm not sure why because I don't know if I need 1,000 bookmarks, but here we are again making bookmarks. I wanted to quickly go over how to make some free bookmarks in Cricut Design Space in case you wanted to do something like that. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I like to do free stuff, so we're just going to use all the free features in Cricut Design Space. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to select a shape, and we're going to select this square. We're going to unlock the dimensions, and we're going to change the width to 1.5 inches, and let's say our bookmark should be like 6 inches long. I want 1.5 here, and I want 6 here. Not sure what happened there. So this is going to be the size of our bookmark, and if you want to add a tassel into your bookmark, we can quickly do that by making a hole for our tassel, and I've just changed that to 0.5. Maybe that's too big. We're going to go 0.25 on that. And we'll move this kind of up to this spot here, and we're going to select the two items and we're going to slice them so that we have a hole in our bookmark, and we'll delete this extra circle. So this is now our template for our bookmark. I'm going to just make a few of these copies of this and put one off to the side, and that's in case I need to resize anything or figure out what's going on with my bookmark later on if I mess things up. Now, the design that I'm going to do is going to be sort of a two-fold one. So there's going to be a back piece of paper on it, or vinyl if you'd prefer, and then a front one. You can do 2 or 3 layers depending on the design that you pick, but we're going to pick a simple design so that it works out pretty quickly and there's not much fumbling around with this, because I mean, it's nice to make crafts, but it's also nice to make simple crafts. So I'm going to come over here to my images, and I'm going to pick out flowers. And I've already set my filter to free because, like I said, I like free. So we're going to select this one here because I like this flower design, and maybe we'll pick out, let's do advanced. I just want to see more here. This shows me more on my screen overall. Now I want to pick out a nice flower design that doesn't have too much going on with it. And I say that because, like, just if we look at this one here, all these little dots and this chrysanthemum that they've got here, those would be little separate elements that we would need to worry about. And we don't really want to have to worry about that. And I'm going to select this one. I'm going to add this to canvas. I'm going to go back. And let's see, what else do we got here? We don't need a very busy bookmark. We just need something simple. Let's see what other designs they've got happening. Anything exciting that's going on. Let's just look at that for now. So with these two bookmarks, I've got these sort of designs, and I really like this design. My one sort of concern with this one is that it is very busy, and there's got lots of these holes that are going to come out as separate little items on the design. But I'm going to show you how we can work with this. I'm just going to change the dimensions here because we got to stretch this out so that it kind of fits on our bookmark. It's too much. And I'm also going to ungroup this so that I've got my orange and my pink. And now I'm going to unite this. I'm going to attach and unite this so that it's one piece. And then I'm going to shrink this a little bit, and I'm going to put this here. So what we have is that's my reference one for later. So what we have is we've got an option here is we can actually cut these flowers out the way that they are, just on paper, and then put them on top of our bookmark, or we can cut the black out and have this as a background. So it just depends on which way you would like to do it. I'll show you both. And this one here I really like as well. We're just going to unlock this so that we can change the dimensions and make this kind of fit like so. Now I like this flower, but it's very busy, so I'm just going to show you here. We're going to select these two items, and I'm going to slice it apart. And once it's sliced, I'll show you here on this black. So all of these bits that aren't actually attached to the outer part of the bookmark are going to fall apart when we're making this. So it's going to be a bit busy. So a good solution that we could have for doing this, instead of slicing this, is we could actually use this flower and just cut it out in vinyl and then attach the vinyl onto our bookmark. So that's what I'm going to do with this one here to give you an example. And with this one here, I am going to slice this apart. I'm going to slice this again. And that's my black bookmark. These two can go into the garbage, and this is going to change into this pink because I really like this pink, and it's going to go behind here. So we're going to have a vinyl bookmark here, and we're going to have a paper bookmark here. And this one we're going to throw out because it's just too much busyness. Now I've already run out of bookmarks, so it's a good thing that I have a spare one here. I'm going to duplicate this so I have some more over here to work with. Now, if I can find my other bookmark designs here that I had, just bear with me because I've lost them. Where did it go? This flower here. I really like this rose. And so we're going to change the proportions on this because it's kind of too big, and now I've lost it. I got to move this to the front. So I like this bookmark design. And the only part that we have here that's a bit of an issue is that this whole flower, all these bits are sort of broken apart, but I'm actually going to make one more hole in this so that this part of the flower can stay. And I'm just going to do it with a little shape. We're going to put a little rectangle here. We're going to change the dimensions. And I just need this to be like small, and I'm gonna cut it. If I can rotate this, all would be good. Find my rotation angle. All right, not cooperating. We're gonna cut it right here. And now this way, this is gonna be like one, all these pieces will actually still be held on to the flower itself. So I'm gonna select this two and this, and I'm going to, I gotta ungroup this. Ungroup this, and now I can slice this, and I'm going to pull this away and this way and this way, and now I've got a flower that I can use. Delete this, and now this flower, I'm going to regroup this because I don't want to lose my pieces. I'm going to use this over here on my flower. I'm going to center these, line and center, and maybe just move this down a smidgen. Okay, so that's good, and I'm going to I gotta do this again in two pieces. I'm gonna ungroup, I'm gonna select, I'm going to slice, I'm gonna select the two, I'm gonna slice, pull my bookmark away, and now I've got this beautiful rose here. And if I want to, I can do two pieces of paper behind this, or I can just do one. And where did my spare piece go? I'm gonna make a copy of that. Whoops, too much. And maybe I will do two, so that I've got kind of a top and a bottom. Whoa. Gonna change you to red. Maybe to the back. Maybe I'll do pink. I really like that pink, and we're gonna change you to green. Okay, and also move you to back. And that'll be my stem. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to make another rectangle to slice this all. Oh, I can use a score line here. Okay, we're gonna move this. We're gonna rotate it. And we're gonna we're gonna line these three up so that they're all lined up so that we cut everything in the right spot. We'll line at the top. Okay, and now we're going to pull this through here. Like so. Okay, so I'm happy with this location. I'm gonna select this line and this green rectangle, and I'm going to, why is this not working? Of course this won't work. We gotta do it with this rectangle because it won't let me slice a line through here. Unlock, and we're gonna make you super, super thin. And we're gonna try this again. All right, we're gonna try this again. So now we're gonna select these two and we're gonna slice them. And we're going to select these two and we're going to slice them. And now I've got it. Whoops. Why is this not? So I've got a bookmark now that's sliced into top and a bottom, and the same thing with this one. I'm going to get rid of this, which I don't need. Now that I've got a top and a bottom, I'm going to do one more slice. This is becoming more difficult than I had anticipated it would be, because I forget that you can't always slice as easily as you should want to in Cricut Design Space. So I have my line here. I'm going to select these two and I'm going to slice. And now my top is free. I'm going to grab these two. I'm just going to delete this and make another square. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same thing on this piece here. Just going to line this up so that it can become two separate pieces, and I actually want the bottom on this one. Don't cut the wrong size. And we're going to select this and we're going to slice. Okay, now we can get rid of this. Okay, so now I've got, I'm going to move this to the front. Wow, that was harder than I'd hoped it would be. And that can go there. And so if we select these and we center them just for the sake of showing us how they look, we're going to center them vertically. And this guy's got to move down. So this will look nice like this. So it's going to have two papers at the back. But since I kind of want my bookmark to look nice, I'm actually going to take this back piece and put it behind it so that my bookmark has a backing on it. So we've got 3 different bookmarks designed, and now they are ready to go. So this one here with the orange, I'm going to cut it out in vinyl, just regular permanent vinyl, so that I can peel this off with transfer paper and place it down nicely without having to worry about all these million pieces. This one here is going to become cut out as 2 pieces. It's going to be pink and with a top color, and these ones we're going to have to individually place on. So there's a few of those, so we'll try to keep those all organized. And then this one we're going to cut out, and we're going to have 3 pieces. So this will be the back, the front, and the middle. And the back I might actually do like a some cardstock that's got like a pattern on it so that it kind of looks nice on the back of this bookmark. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm quickly going to cut these out on my machine, and then I will meet you at my workstation so that we can put this all together. I quickly want to go over the supplies that we need to make these bookmarks. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making these bookmarks out of scrap paper because they're not very big. This black that I have is going to be the front of all the bookmarks because I've sort of got this contrast that I've got in the design that I initially made. The rose bookmark is going to have the green and the red for the rose, and then it's going to have this flower pattern for the back, and then I'm going to have this orangey pink color for the one set of flowers and this red orange vinyl for the second set of flowers that we've got. So I'm quickly going to send this through my cutting machine, and I'll meet you back here with all my cutout pieces. So I've cut out all of my pieces. I've got my red and green, I've got my vinyl orange, I've got my hot pinkish one, I've got my flowers, and all the black pieces I've actually left on my cutting mat because, as you can see here, we've got a whole bunch of different cutouts, and we want to keep these pieces, so I don't want to lose them while I'm working on all the bookmarks. So I'm going to work on one bookmark at a time just so that this stays a little bit simple. And I'm going to work with this one here first. And on this one here, the way that we've designed this, remember all these little inner pieces are going to come out and leave the sort of whole inside of the flower left over. So I'm quickly going to peel this off of my cutting mat, and hopefully this will all work out nicely. This one stays, and I'm just going to pull this little piece out here that didn't come out nicely, and this one here. Now this bookmark was going to go on the back of this and have red and green here. And it's very simple. All we're going to do is we're going to line these 2 pieces up like this, and we're going to put this other one on top like so. And if my lineup works out, everything should be green, red, and just like that. So I'm going to quickly grab my glue, and we're going to glue this together. So first I'm going to glue the red piece onto the backing, and then I'll do the same thing with the green. And now the green piece. Now I've got a backing piece on this bookmark because I don't want to have the back of the bookmark 2 different colors. And they kind of look Christmassy, but that's just the way that a rose looks. And now for this one here, I can put the glue on the back side. Now you can make the bookmark any way that you like, whichever side on the back you would like, front or back, doesn't matter which way's up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to glue all these little embellishment areas down that are kind of loose because we don't want those popping off later when we're using our bookmark. And now we're going to just attach this on top here. And now you can see here my glue is showing off as white, but once it dries it will be invisible. So there's one bookmark right there. And so now we're going to move over to our next bookmark, which is this one here. So for this one here, I've got the orange backing, or the pink, hot pink backing, and all of these flowers. And so I'm going to take off the body of the bookmark. Maybe if I'm lucky, and not lose all the pieces. And I've lost all the pieces. So this is the body of the bookmark, and everything has gone awry very quickly. Not like it wasn't supposed to, but we can fix this still. So I'm just going to use the inner parts of the flower instead and do it this way because I'm not happy with how this did not cooperate coming off of the cutting mat. It was a little bit too loose and it flopped everything off. So I'm just going to put my bookmark pieces here, and I'm simply pulling off the circle bits to put them where they're sort of going to belong, one at a time, and hope this all sticks nicely. Now, that one's going to go there. I'm going to have to adjust these with my tweezers as I'm gluing this down, but for now I'm just going to try to put these into place so that I have a nice setup of pieces here. Just make sure I got the right ones off of my cutting mat because I've clearly messed this all up. So that's going to be the one, so we'll get rid of this bit here. And now, so I'm just going to use my tweezers and I'm going to glue this down. Okay, so I'm ready with this bookmark now. The white spots will dry clear, so I don't need to worry about those, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Now this next one I've done with vinyl because it's a more busy design. I'm going to see if I can get the light here. If you remember on the screen, it was very busy as well. And so I'm quickly going to weed this. I'm going to do this on fast forward because knowing my luck, this is going to take forever in real time. So I'm just going to quickly weed this and then we will continue with our work in a moment. So now that this is weeded, I'm going to grab myself a piece of transfer tape and I'm going to get ready to put this on. I like to cut my transfer tape up into like weird shapes, so that's what I got today. And that's ready to be removed now. Now I'm going to fast forward this again, most likely because whenever I do this in real time, it never works out good. Okay, and now we're just going to simply put this onto my bookmark. So I've got this, my last black one, and I'm going to tape this down first. I find sometimes when you're working with small pieces of cardstock, it will come up when you're trying to place vinyl down on a carrier sheet. So we don't want that to happen while we're placing this in on its spot. And we're just going to put this down like so and peel this away. And now the bookmark is done. Okay, and so just like that, we've got 3 cute little bookmarks. We've got our vinyl, we've got just the design on top, and then we've got the multicolored with a fancy back as well. So with these other ones, we could leave them the way that they are on the backs, or you could add additional colors if you'd like, but that's it, our bookmarks are complete. And there you have it. We've successfully designed a few free paper bookmarks in Cricut Design Space. I hope you've enjoyed this craft as much as I have. Let me know if you've tried it out and leave me a comment below. Thanks so much for watching and happy crafting.